Alright folks, this is my collection for the end of July. Actually, it's the beginning of August, but we're just going to call it. I actually shot this in July. And we'll start off with my Pink Princesses. 3 cuttings. One ready to get rooted. The other 2 still hanging on. And I think I have some more Pink Princesses coming up. But that's what I'm water propagating because I had to cut it down because I was losing variegation with the top growth. So I'm cutting it down, and that's the cutting that I'm going to be planting tomorrow in some spag peat moss. Next to it is a ZZ variegated ZZ that I got from Green Spaces ID. It's doing great. I put it in spag peat moss because I had it in that container and it looked like it was on the verge of getting root rot, so I just shifted it out, and I'm going to put it in a terracotta pot ASAP so I don't lose that plant and all that nice variegation. Next to it, I have a cutting of a wide leaf Monstera adianci. I take these cuttings all the time just to cut my plant back. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. That's another euphorbia that the Ripsalis I got. And this is an update with my red heart Philodendron in all its wonders from H. Sean Plants Exports. This thing is holding on by a thread. I'm just holding on to it. I lost 3 that I bought online, and this is the last remaining survivor. And it's trying to do something. We're just not sure what it's trying to do. Hopefully it's trying to grow. And I have it in a light, very light soil mixed with spag, perlite, and orchid bark. More cuttings. This is a tetrasperma tissue culture form that I'm propagating because just have to cut it down, and we'll see what happens, what I'm going to do with this cutting. You see in the window, that's my Thai constellation, which I also had to cut back, and I'm going to be planting one of these cuttings shortly. As you can see, look at those nice roots going from the node that you see at the bottom. Around the corner, I got a burrow's tail that I need to remove from the pot. It's just not looking the way I want it, so I'm just going to try to cut it back and try to grow it a little bit longer. Here's another Ripsalis bassifera. I'm not sure if I'm getting that wrong. I'm sure somebody will correct me, but that is the growth of this plant now that I've had it for such a short time. I've took a couple pictures of before and after on Instagram. Check it out on Instagram. Oh, here is my string of hearts, variegated string of hearts, getting some length on it, absorbing all that sun. Everybody I got close to the window is able to take full direct sunlight without getting burned. I may be taking this outside. We're just going to see where it's going. Next to it, the titty cactus getting longer with nice form and nice shape. Gotta love those shapes. Most beautifulest shapes in the world. Up next, Hoya Abavado Splash getting bushier. We love bushes, bushy plants. Right around the corner, right there, is my Pilea peperomias getting taller and taller. I believe it's a little bit over a foot now. Can't give you exact measurements, but it's doing good. No aphids, showing more growth. It's actually needed a longer post for it to grow on because it outgrew my bamboo stick. But I'm just going to put another one in its place and have it keep growing taller. This beauty right here is called the jewel orchid, and it actually likes the same amount of sunlight that I'm giving the rest of my plants. Not much fuss on that one. Escargot begonia doing very well in cash po in original pot. I have a few of these pileas in my Zen containers that I made myself out of cement molds. Awesome look for anybody who wants one. Let me know in the comment section below. Right next to it is the variegated Z. I'm sorry, the Raven ZZ. This is my tallest plant so far. My Monstera deliciosa, and you can see like the reflection of the leaves on the back wall. But it's about to grow another leaf that I would actually have to cut down because it is getting too tall, and it actually will get caught in my ceiling fan. Rick Rack cactus getting longer. I should have took more pictures of that on the growth, but it's definitely getting longer, absorbing those sun rays. Non-variegated string of hearts always getting longer than it got from a fellow customer that grows plants. And you can see all that growth and length needs to be cut back a little bit. Another Monstera Thai constellation about to get rooted. Like I said, I had to cut that back, so that's a single leaf from the mother plant far back right. And you're seeing the Melicorrhizin, crocodile fern, and a ring of fire all on top, absorbing those rays from the grow light. And that's the newest growth from the Melicorrhizin. And that's what my ring of fire, crocodile philodendron looks like, with new growth about to emerge. Another pilea in a Zen container. I think I have about 20 of these things. Just not sure what to do with them. If anybody likes them, let me know in the comment section below. We can see what we can do. Ring of Fire from A. Sean Plants Exports. You know, it's holding on by a thread. Most of these plants come from A. Sean Exports. I don't know. Not feeling them. Green Spaces ID. I've had great plants come from there, but A. Sean Plants, a lot of my plants struggle. But that Monstera Thai constellation came from A. Sean Plants. Longleaf Silver Sword Histatum. And Moonlight Philodendron right below. Just doing some waterings. That's what I catch at the water. And I'm about to take this upstairs. Fast forward to my upstairs grow room where I have most of my plants. I think it's about 70 plants up here, and counting as we keep propagating and getting, you know, more crowded. Oh, this beauty right here, Red Congo Philodendron. I'm a philodendron guy, so you're going to see me mostly with more philodendrons than anything, because I'm just that type of person that grows philodendrons well. And that's what that Red Congo looks like in all its splendor. And we're watering. I bottom water feed. I bottom water. A lot of people don't bottom water. Teach his own. That's what I do. Up next, begonia, cane begonia, right next to a Monstera deliciosa that I cut from a mother plant downstairs that's about 7 foot tall, and it's showing some growth. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with that. Stay posted. Next to the left of the Monstera is a horsehead philodendron that I had to cut back. You'll see a couple cuttings of those shortly. In my big bush Burl Marx philodendron. Oh, and this guy, well, let me show you more of My tetrasperma, that's my mother plant that I cut back. I'm actually doing a giveaway on Instagram, and you'll be getting a cutting from that plant because I just had to cut it back. It was just getting so tall. Next to it, and I have to water that as well. Horsehead philodendron cuttings. Next to it is my longer, most prized possession silver histatum, and it's showing some different pattern leaves, showing signs of maturity. You can see we're getting a different pattern, more clearly visible at the top leaf, and it's like you just saw there, it's showing more growth. Third horsehead philodendron cutting, along with another waiting to root pink princess cutting. Nothing to show yet, but it's still hanging on by a thread, just giving it some more time and some more TLC. Next to my tricolor aglaonema, that's doing great, no fuss, the dusting, taking care of that beautiful leaf pattern. Below there is a ring of fire cutting that I got from that ring of fire downstairs that actually looked okay, but after I divided and cut it, we're just kind of babying it back to health, and we'll keep you posted on that. Xanadu philodendron, like I said, I'm a philodendron guy, and I'm using more of the spag PMOS to plant my plants in, just because I see it's a lot of people doing it, so I'm trying to use it. It's a little different from dirt, a lot less messier, and it also helps for root promotion. Over here, my big boy Billy Tie philodendron leaves are a little bit over 1 foot, and this is like a really healthy specimen that also have a node root growth going in the middle with some more growth that just keeps popping because the growing season has emerged. And that's this newest leaf, I'm sorry, right behind my hand. You can see how long those leaves are getting. Not sure what I'm going to do when that thing gets full grown. And that's my other pink princess philodendron that I cut back, that I had to cut back. It was losing mad variegation, so we're just going to cut it back just to see what's going to happen with it. Behind this is my Viechai that's from A-Sean Plants Exports. Not doing too well, but we have some new growth. After about, I would say, 6 months, we finally see some growth. So be patient with your plants after they ship. You don't know what trauma they've been through. Just giving it some TLC, hoping it bounce back. This is my Paraiso Verde. That's a Paraiso Verde, and that's a Paraiso Verde with no variegation. So I'm thinking about I have to cut this guy back. Guys, let me know how to get that variegation back, because this thing is just growing taller anyway. It's taken over the second shelf already, and it has some new growth happening, but we're just losing that variegation. But that is the Paraiso Verde philodendron. Like I said, I'm a philodendron. Got more philodendrons than you know what to do with. They're so easy to take care of, and you can see how close I keep it to the grow lights. My silver sword alocasia was once in there. RIP to that. I don't even want to talk about that anymore. And this is a reverted white knight philodendron that I got from A-Sean Plants Exports. And I'm going to try to cut back to get some variegation in it, because I've never seen it in this plant from A-Sean Plants Exports. Just telling the truth, my friends. Hopefully we get some variegation with it. And I am Leca, got that Hoya Abavada Splash. Trying out Leca, just trying out new things. And up top, Burrow Marks Philodendron that I got from my big boy Bush Burrow Marks to the right. Just taking cuttings just to play with it, just to make more cuttings and more plants. Squamifrum cutting that I have in a pot with no drainage, just to test my skills, the watering skills with no drainage to keep a plant alive. And another squamifrum cutting that I have in a Zen container cement, and that's my first casting that I kind of overdid. Learned from it, so I didn't have to make that overflow, but we're still using that plant. It's nice to make your own planters. Pink Princess, again, cutting, waiting to root. Tetrasperma, more tetrasperma cuttings, more pilea cuttings. In Leca, this is my Birkin Philodendron rehab, and again a Pink Princess right next to a Burrow Marks Philodendron. Once again, we got a bunch of Burrow Marks, a bunch of Philodendrons, Pink Princesses. This is the original first plant that I had from A Short Plants that didn't have any pink, just had speckles of pink, but I cut it back and I got that. And finally seeing some pink after a year and some change. Another Pink Princess Philodendron cutting. Burrow Marks. This is a little faster in Spag Peat Moss. This is the thing that gave me hope. And two more Pink Princess Philodendrons. And this one, not getting a lot of pink variegation out of it, so we'll just watch it closely just to see what's going to happen. But some of them are growing a little faster than the others, and we'll keep you posted. And this is my turtle shell string of turtles. Easy plant, real nice plant. Starbright Philodendron, more Tetraspermas. Tetrasperma coupling. I think that's the giveaway that I'm doing on Instagram. Check out my Instagram if you want to participate. Hoya, doing great with some more growth showing. It's a real slow plant. This is actually the first growth I've seen from it since last year. And this is a better shot of my first Pink Princess that didn't have any pink in it. Now I cut it back and now I got some pink, finally. And like I said, I got this from A Short Plants Export. My Rex Begonia. Next time I get a Rex Begonia, I'm going to leave it in its nursery pot, just like I did with the one below downstairs, and just keep it in a cash po and water it and keep it watered so it get the added humidity. And last, almost to the end, guys, thanks for hanging with me. My Nepenthes is doing great. You can see there's more growth happening. And I think I'm getting some more pictures. I've been keeping the soil wet, and right there I think I got some more pictures on the way. I lost one picture, but those pictures are holding on. To my left shelf, more Tetrasperma cuttings, another jungle cactus cutting that I got from a customer that I took, I think, last year, the middle of last year, and now it's just growing a little longer. I have it in there kind of weird, don't judge me. And those are my babies there. And another Tetrasperma cutting in that Zen container that I made a bunch of molds with. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. And as always, keep growing. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate your support.